And what's up, guys? Your boy Angus here, and today is May 19th. So this video will probably be going up on the 19th, as it should be. And there's a lot of things I wanted to cover. As by the title, you guys know that this is videos about a Storm 1v1 deck setup. But before we get into that, before I start talking about that, I want to say that May the 19th is my birthday. So today is my birthday, and I just want to thank everybody who's messaged me on this video or has messaged me on Twitter saying happy birthday, and those who have said it to me in real life and in Skype and all this different stuff. I just want to thank those who have took the time just to say happy birthday, make sure I had a good birthday and everything like that. And so yeah, it's going good. So far I just got up and just decided to do a video. Honestly, like with my grandparents at the moment, and so my parents are coming down, and just a lot of stuff is going on, so it'll be fun. I don't know. But before I get into that, I just want to say that I want to also thank us for reaching the 600 subscriber mark. Like every day I'm reaching closer and closer to my goal of getting 1,000 subscribers. That would be like amazing. It'd be pretty awesome. And yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. I do expect to do more collabs in the future with other people and things like that, and other stuff that I'm not gonna really get into at this moment for right now. But besides the video, is a Storm 1v1 deck setup. I know a lot of Storms have some really bad deck setups. I'm not gonna lie. Just of seeing in PvP general, like if you're a Storm that has like really low rating, it's probably mainly because your deck setup. Because most Storms should be able to at least get to, I don't know, Sergeant or maybe even Knight before it starts getting hard. So I'm going to give you guys a deck setup to follow off of, and comments and things like that. But before I go through the deck setup, the most important, before you can have a deck setup at all, you need the gear. You need to have good gear. So I'm just going to show you the gear that I'm rocking right now and try to mimic closely to the gear or whatnot. So let's go through it. Your hat, milestones. No other hat is better. I know a lot of people used to use this. Even before I really understood PvP, I would use this, but I mean, this Hood of the Desert Rains right here. But no, trust me, you need the milestones hat. That's a goat. That's necessary. Also, you need the milestones robe. Milestones robe is important. I know I have a lot of other gears in here that needs to be sold. And then I have this, but I mean, I don't ever use this. I just have it locked just because, I don't know, in case I randomly want to do full block or something. But no, milestones is what you need. The next up, mouse shoes. So as you knew, you need the whole entire milestones gear setup, at least for the hat, robe, and boots. Now, if you have the Crocotopia hat instead, actually, you know what? I should have just did this near my bank so I can show you some gear pieces of other things, because there's some alternates that you can make to your gear setup. And so let's see, do I still have the croc hat? Yeah, I do. So as you can see, the croc hat is kind of basically the same. Gives you like 3 less pierce, more health, and more of them. So the only hats you're allowed to use are the Milestones or the croc hat. That's the only thing. I would say Milestones is better only for the fact that you get a little bit more pierce, because pierce for Storm is good. But if you can't get the Milestones hat or in the croc hat, can be easier. I mean, both are good. Okay, so as for the robe, like I said, you want to have Milestones robe, but which is the Milestones robe here. But I also have the Bone Smasher's robe with sparks, which is very similar to the Milestones robe. So I would say that's good too if you want to go on the more health side. You'll lose some pip percentage, which is why it's kind of a downside, especially since our pip, like before, it didn't matter when it first came out because no one cared about pip percentage. We always had 100%, so no one cared. But now it actually matters. We have to take effect to it, and that's because KI never listens to us. But there's that. And then you have the boots. I don't think I have any makeshift boots. I heard that the boots from, I think I accidentally deleted them. The boots from, I mean, of course you want the Milestones boots, but I know the boots from the Maui Arty dungeon I know are decent, but I don't remember them being that good. So I would just say Milestones boots. Nothing has beat them so far. So yeah, it's the Milestones boots. Nothing has beat them so far, so I would just say stick with that. I don't think I have the other boots anywhere. No, I don't. Alright, so let's continue. Wand. Wand is preference. Wand is definitely preference. The 2 wands that are only acceptable, though, actually, I'll say there's 3 wands acceptable. There's the Fortune Teller's 110, and then there's the Fortune Teller's 100. I know people stay with the 100 because of the pip chance. It's kind of how you play your whole entire setup. You have to experimentate with your gear. The only two wands that I have on my storm, though, I used to have the one. Did I have? No, I never had the 100. I actually was never able to get it. I don't think I had like the balanced one. But you have the Staff of the Dragon's Maw and the Fortune Teller's Gaze. So the Milestone wand and this. These are the only two wands really acceptable for storm. One for if you want to go for more pierce and damage. One if you want to go for more damage and pierce. Athame, you have to get those tourneys done. You're not going to be able to be successful in PvP unless you do your tourneys and get the PvP gear. If you have not done tourneys and you want to start doing tourneys, but you want to have a good Athame and until you get the PvP Athame, go for the Dragon's Talon Tumblet right here. That is what you want to do. I mean, you know, have jewels in them, which is very, very helpful, but, you know, you want this if you want to start doing good in your tourneys. You want to have that. It'll give you some decent block or whatnot. Oh, what is this? Oh, yeah. Okay. Now, once you do all your tourneys, you'll get the Duelist Fatal Razor, which is about 6,000 tickets or so. And, like I said, here's my jewels for that. Circle, you don't want anything but Pierce, but in your triangle slot, you want pip chance, of course. I wouldn't go for accuracy, I'd go for pip chance, because your pip chance is going to be low switching to this. As for your amulets, I have many different amulets for my deck setup. A lot of people would recommend you going this, farming Rasputin and getting the block ring, the block one. However, for my specific setup, you know, I use this sometimes when I feel like I'm going against someone who maybe crits a lot, or, you know, I want to be more protective, blah, blah, blah. However, for my specific setup, I actually use the Flygops medallion. I wouldn't recommend anyone using this just because, like, I don't know. I've given a lot of thought to, like, what I use, and I specifically use the Flygops medallion, which is dropped by Shane, the last boss in the second dungeon of Malistaire, which is Shane. He drops this. For all you guys starting out, though, I recommend just farming Rasputin. That's most important. If you're doing exalted PvP, then I guess go for the Flygops or maybe the Morgans. But if you're doing max, like Prodigious, I'd say for you guys to start out with using this, because it's just more protection for you as a storm, and it's better. I only use this because I like to go for more pierce and crit, and I just kind of play by play what's going on. It doesn't give block, so I have to put a couple block jewels in it. Okay, now, as far as people who are okay, now ring. Like I said with the Athame, same with the Athame. If you want a good ring for PvP, you need to do tourneys to get your ring, and I think the ring is like 5,500 tickets, maybe, or so. I don't know, I might be wrong, but yeah. If you don't have the Daredevil Duelist ring, which is for tourneys, and you're about to do tourneys so you can get to this ring, the rings you want to go into tourneys with is either the Alpha and Omega ring. This is acceptable. Or the Band of the Shadow Web. Those are really the only two acceptable rings. The Alpha Omega ring is dropped by Gladiator and what is that place? The Garden of Persepolis, the secret boss in the Zeus dungeon. And then the Blade of the Shadow Web, which is dropped by Morganth. I see a lot of people going in with like these Aphrodite's crit rings. I mean, you can if it's a quick match tourney, you know, maybe, but you're losing out of damage. You're losing damage. Like that's 9 damage. But I mean, you know, if you want to go for crit chance, you know, the Aphrodite's ring isn't that bad. So I can't say that this is a bad choice, but with people with block these days and such block amulets, damage is so much better to go with. So, but you know, it's your choice, your preference. No other ring is really acceptable than those 3, I would say. I know a lot of people going with this in case you don't have the rings, but you just need to farm. You honestly need to farm before you can start. You can't just jump into PvP without putting in some work and some effort in farming, things like that. As far as storm pets go, as long as it's a good pet, storm pets are so easy to make. It's crazy because storms, like nothing's a bad trait for storm. Like if you get crit, that's good. Storms can use it. If you get damage, storms can use it. If you get resist, good. Storms can use it. You know, there's not much fails with storm pets. You can go in with I go defensive usually, so I go, you know, double resist, defender, triple damage. But I mean, it's like sometimes if I'm feeling like risky, I'll go in with, I don't really use this that much. I'll give you a big example. I mean, that's a decent pet, you know, I would use it. I mean, the jewel just needs to be changed, which actually, can I change the jewel now? I don't think I have one of those jewels though, because I don't really use this pet anymore anyway. I think it was like a waste to put the jewel in it. Stormgiver. Yeah, I don't even have it. But, I mean, you know, The pet's pretty good. It just needs Storm Giver, and it's a decent pet. It's not the best of traits, though, if you want to go for that mad crit. Another pet I use, maybe double crit. You know, it's basically the same as that one, except the stats are higher. Still needs Giver as well, but, you know, I'm just lazy. I don't really use the pet anymore. I use this pet when I'm setting. First Civic School, I'll just craft the Defy Jewel and just put it on there. I mean, not the Defy, the Proof Jewel for that school and put it on there, you know, triple damage. But, I mean, it's, I mean, you can go for this pet, maybe triple damage, resist, double crit, you know, whatever you want. So it's just, pet is easy, you know, just get a good pet and you're fine. Deck. This is the best deck for 110 Storm PvP. Why? Because it gives you crit, block, and that extra pip. I see a lot of people trying to rock this deck, which is really not good because you don't get that pip. Go for the 110 draft. It's dropped by who's it dropped by? It's dropped by Rasputin. So get that. Alright. That's the most important deck you have. I wouldn't recommend putting stun resist. I just did that because I don't know, I had them and you know, I just didn't really care, but sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But you know, stun resist maybe, or put, you know, healing in if you have to cast a healing current, or maybe put in block. It depends on your deck setup. But that is your gear. Malastare. So overall, we're gonna go through just Malastare in exchange for maybe, like, you could have Malastare hat or the Croc hat, Malastare robe or the Rasputin robe, Malastare boots, Fortune Tellers or the Piers, Duelist Fatal Razor, unless you're about to Duelist Fatal Razor, but if you don't have it and you're trying to get it, so you're doing tourneys, go for the Dragon's Talon Tumult. Fly Gobs or Arcanums are the only two acceptable, really. I would recommend the Arcanum Amulet from Drop Rasputin if you're just starting off, or you're not used to, like, if you're used to getting destroyed quickly, you probably need more block and resist. So I would just go for Arcanums if I were you. Daredevil Duelist, but if you're working toward that, Banded Shadow Orb, Alpha Omega Ring. Pets are easy. Just get no Storm pet is good unless it has resist. If you don't have proof in it, like 9% or 10% proof, your pet is it's not good for Storm. You need that proof. You need Storm proof. I mean, you need proof in it. Okay, you need that. That's like the most important for Storm pet. Damage, crit doesn't matter. You can have all the rest of it in there, but proof is the only thing that makes it a good pet. And then your deck. All right, so that is your gear setup. Now for the deck setup. Let's go. All right. This is my deck setup. All right, so okay, well, before I explain this, let me go to my stats so you can see my stats. I changed something. Hold on. Let me make sure I have everything on that I usually have on. Okay, so with me having all of the Malastare gear on, and the Fortune Teller's wand, with the Daredevil Duelist, Fly Gobs, and Daredevil Duelist again, with this, where's the pet? With this pet on, and that deck, my stats come out to 130 damage, 50 resist, 30 accuracy, 47% chance to crit, 66% chance to block, and 46 pierce with a 91 pip chance and 10% stun resist. Now, sometimes if I'm really crazy, I'll go for this Malastare wand, which will give me 54 pierce. If you ever see me 50, people ask me, wow, your pierce is high. You can go through a whole tower and then more people resist without infile. That's because I'm usually rocking this. But it lowers my block to 61%. That's why sometimes I don't do it. And it lowers my damage to 121. You know, it's kind of like how I'm feeling. Like, you know, it's how I'm feeling. I've pierced, like, usually, but if you go through this, you'll pierce through almost everyone's resist. Not many people, except for Ice, have, you know, 54 resist. Like, that's, if sometimes people have just that, exactly 54, a little bit less, but, I mean, rarely. And that's if I switch to Malastare. But usually I don't do that unless I'm feeling reckless one day. But I like to keep my block up and my damage up. You know, 46 pierce is still really good, so there you go. So, but with that, yeah, but what I'm saying, this is my whole entire stats. This is my stats. Now let's go to deck. Now my deck is very, like I said, I like to be conservative. I'm a pretty conservative Storm. I don't just go, you know, guns blazing, you know, trying to, you know, destroy my opponent, not caring what happens to me. No, I'm pretty protective. I have 2 stun blocks, max tower shields, 3 of every type of set shield that I have. So 3 volcanics, 3 legends, 3 glacial, and 3 thermics. Maybe I can cut down on the thermics because we already have this and this, but no, it's you never know. I have max enchants of colossals and then 3 gargantuans. I have 2 bubbles, max dispels, 4 glow bugs, 3 insane bolts, which actually 3 insane bolts a lot. Usually maybe I'll keep like 2, but 3 just in case, because I never can pull them, so I would probably just keep 3. 2 lightning bats, 4 Ahsokas, 5 storm lords, and then max wild bolts, 3 shadow strikes. I keep the pet blade. My pet gives a blade, so I keep that open. I close the bubbles because I don't really bubble any much, really. I mean, I don't really aura them that much. And then I keep open all of my wand hits and I close shadow traps. Now, the only reason I have glacial shields is because I trained into the fire school. You don't have to do this. In fact, if you don't have a lot of training, I had to buy back training points to do this. So I know a lot of people aren't going to do this, but I bought into the fire school just so I can use this card, which I'll go and show you now. With my TC deck, which I keep 3 stuns. Which to get stuns, a lot of people want to know how you get stuns, especially if you're starting off. You have to farm the bazaar for them. That's basically on the way, or you can grow boom shrooms. Boom shrooms have a chance of dropping stuns, but I mean most people just farm the bazaar. Stun blocks, tower shields. I have a few enchants. Conviction, very important. Like, I usually keep more convictions than this. I would probably actually take this out and put like another conviction in, because as you guys know from watching my videos, I try to pull conviction like first round. Like, I need to pull that first round. As a storm, you want to pull that like first round. I keep 1 doom in case I get a life. I keep 3 dispels. Glow bugs. I keep 4 of them, 4 Ahsokas, 4 that storm lords, and I'll keep 4 insane bolts. Sometimes I'll play around with the numbers, but I usually have this type of TC in there. Now these Thunderbirds. To get Thunderbirds, you need to train into the fire school until you get Phoenix, and then you need a spell. You need TC called Mutate Phoenix into Thunderbird, and that's how you make them. If you're just starting off, or actually just being a storm in general, I don't recommend doing this if you don't know when to use them, because it can really mess you up if you don't know when to cast one of these. I only keep 2 in just in case you don't have a lot of pips. They have a shield. I could combo move maybe. It's all about your setup game. But if you don't have this, you don't train in fire school, it's not important. Like, if I didn't have these, I would literally switch these out for like maybe Stormbird TC. I'm not Stormbird. What am I saying? I would switch these out for maybe Storm Serpent, maybe, in case they have they're almost dead. I can hit them with something quick. Maybe Storm Shark, Kraken, Storm Bats. I just have these just cause. But yeah, that's my whole entire setup. Make sure you can look at it. You can see the picture. If you want to take a picture, there you go. If you want to see my stats, there you go. Stats, there you go. And a list of like literally all my gear. It's right there. That's all of my gear. You can look it up on Wiki if you want to. But yeah. And then yeah, but definitely. So yep. That's how I storm PvP, guys. That's my deck setup. I know you guys been asking for that, so I finally got it for you. Yeah, so hopefully I like to see a lot of storms with rank. If you guys use my deck setup and you guys get your rank up, maybe I'll do a video on, if you guys want me to do a video on how to storm PvP, like at a low level rank, like if you're a max storm but you're starting off with like starting off as a private, or maybe like a sergeant, or you want to know like a good strategy for low level PvP as a storm, I can do a video on that. If you want to see that video, comment down below telling me you want to see it, and if I see enough comments, I'll make that one of my next current videos. But anyway, guys, this has been AK Angus. If you guys like this video, leave a like, make sure you subscribe, follow me on Twitter, links down below, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.